Every contractor I talk to has the same problem. They're losing jobs they already won. The estimate went great, the client was interested, and then nothing. Crickets. There's no follow-up, nobody calls. The bid went to whoever showed up next. And I've looked at every CRM on the market built for construction. HubSpot, GoHighLevel, Salesforce, Jobber, Buildertrend, Procore, a dozen more. And none of them fix this problem. And I'm going to tell you why and what actually does work.
So today, we're going to show you why every CRM review you've ever watched is answering the wrong question. By the end of this episode, you'll know exactly what's killing your close rate after the estimate and the one workflow change that fixes it before next Monday.
Here's what I see in every construction business. They have a CRM. Some of them have a great one, and they're still losing bids because the CRM doesn't follow up for you. It doesn't call the lead back in 90 seconds. It doesn't send a reminder when the prospect goes quiet. It sits there holding the data while your competitor, who maybe just uses a yellow notepad, picks up the phone at 8 p.m. and gets the job. The tool was never the problem. It's your workflow.
Yeah, it's totally right, Jeff. And here's a number that should make you angry. It makes me angry when I see this. The average contractor takes 47 hours to respond to a new inbound lead. I can speak from personal experience. Whenever I have
Yeah.
had remodeling projects or projects done, and I will reach out to a contractor about stuff, 47 hours is totally unacceptable. And the research shows that companies contacting leads within 5 minutes are 9 times more likely to close. 9 times. In construction, where the market is tight, we all see it today, right? And where every
Yes.
bid counts. The gap is the entire difference between a good month and a great year. So clearly, it's not a hustle problem. You're probably already hustling like there's no tomorrow. It's a systems and workflow process problem.
So I've seen contractors buy HubSpot or really good ERPs and set it up beautifully. And then they abandon it in 90 days. And it's not because they're disorganized. It's because the tool assumes that someone is sitting at a computer waiting to log a call. Well, your foreman is on a roof. Your estimator is at a job site. Your office manager is juggling 3, 5, 10 things. The CRM becomes one more thing to update, and nobody has the time. Now, GoHighLevel is powerful and complex. Salesforce, that costs enterprise bucks. Buildertrend is built for project management. It's not for follow-up. None of these actually solve the problem. Who responds to an estimate at 9 p.m. on a Friday or Saturday night?
Yeah, and that's the rub, Jeff, because the follow-up, that's where the rubber hits the road. And the way these systems are set up, it's set up with a different workflow, a different use case, totally in mind versus what we're talking about. And let
Yeah.
me tell you what I actually see when we audit construction company sales processes. Typically, you'll see a spreadsheet with a couple hundred rows. Half of them are missing data. I was looking at something the other day, and literally half of them were missing email addresses, half of them, and then a bunch of them were
Yeah.
missing, phone numbers, and a bunch of them were missing company names. Literally, it's just a dog's breakfast. Then you might have a whiteboard in the office with initials and phone numbers. Again, we've all seen that. You also might have a group text with a chat that's 3 months old. So imagine if you're an estimator who's trying to remember if he called Jeff back about the kitchen remodel. This isn't a small company problem, right? Those details are going to fall through the cracks. And this is something I've seen in startups. I've also seen it in 20 million, 50 million, $150 million business, I've seen it in Fortune 100 companies.
Oh,
The size of the company doesn't fix the chaos. It just means the loss that you're getting
mm.
each and every day is exponentially higher, which speaks to the work process problem. It doesn't speak to the people problem. It speaks to the process problem.
I mean, you're right on, Dave. My approach hasn't changed in 20 years of construction consulting, and I'm sure yours has gotten sharper. Tell me about your process. What do you usually do when you are looking and seeing what's happening with the workflow in a client?
Yeah, first I'll look at, again, it's the way I think about workflow. I like to use metaphors. It's like flying through O'Hare on a good day, right? Plane comes in, you're landing, and if you're a United guy like me, you're probably in the C concourse and you got to sprint to F to catch your connecting flight to, say, Duluth, right? So you're landing, you get off the plane. Your job then is to get from one end of O'Hare to the other end of O'Hare as quickly as possible, such that you can make your connecting flight, get on the plane, taxi, take off, right? Normally that's a smooth process. And so I start to look at the inputs. What are the ways that someone can actually get into your brand, your ecosystem, and stuff like that? Then I start to look at what are the potential interactions that you have with the potential prospect, and what are you doing, and what is the follow-up? What are you doing today as far as connecting with them, following up, nurturing, all that stuff, and then try to understand, all right, what are the potential out risks or outages where
Mm.
the prospect might say, you know what, screw it, I'm going to someone else. And then, if someone ends up becoming a customer and a loyal customer, understanding that. And a lot of it's just interviewing the team because the contractors know what's going on with their businesses. They have the pulse check every day. They'll be the first to admit that, you know what, I don't have time to follow up with leads. The other way
Right.
I do this is by talking to current or former customers of said companies. It's like, all right, how is the intake process? How's the follow through? How's the follow up? What should we stop, start, continue as part of that whole thing? So that gives you a sense of the audit. And the thing that you find across the board is, um, again, this is the theme of the podcast. It's not the technology that you're trying to solve for. It's the
Mm.
process that should support the technology, which speaks to an overarching problem that we see across the board when you implement technology. It doesn't matter if you're in building materials, the actual construction space, or any other industry. It's the change management. People usually do not take the time to understand what implementing a CRM or any other technological platform is going to do as far as altering how they conduct the work. They just
Yeah,
assume, hey, hit the button and go. And that's rarely the case.
yeah. People think that technology is going to solve the problem, and it really is the process, and you need to use the technology to automate your process. Well, this is what it looks like in practice. A homeowner submits a remodel inquiry at 9:12 p.m. on a Friday night. The AI responds in under 90 seconds. It's not a chat bot that says, we'll be in touch. It's a real conversational agent that asks what you're looking at doing. What's the timeline? What neighborhood are they in? It really qualifies the lead. It checks your estimator's calendar and it offers specific times, Tuesday at 2 p.m., Wednesday at 10 a.m., which is better for you. And the homeowner books that time, Tuesday at 2 p.m., they get a confirmation email and text with the estimator's name and direct number. And then Monday afternoon, they get a reminder by email and by text about their meeting the next day. So when the estimator walks in Tuesday, they're walking into a pre-qualified prospect who already knows who they are. And frankly, from my experience, is going to be impressed that you're that thorough and organized. This isn't a CRM feature. This is a workflow that's built using AI.
That's awesome. And, we're going to do a little show and tell right now, or a little interactive demo. So if you're sitting near your cell phone or a landline for those that still use them, don't worry, it's okay. I want you to do something right now, or pause the video, or do it whenever you're done. Call the following number, area code 786-460-1949. Again, 786-460-1949. I sound like Jerry Lewis in the, Muscular Dystrophy telephone, dying for dollars. But do that because it's going to build a basic AI voice agents for you in less than 30 seconds. It's interactive. It's not a recording. It's not a menu system like you find when you're trying to call an airline and your flight's been canceled. You can actually have a conversation with it. You can ask it about a service. See what it does to you when you say you're interested in getting a quote. That's the type of thing that we're talking about. It's available to construction companies right now or any type of organization. Not in 2 years, not in beta, literally today. And we're recording this, June 24th at 9:35 a.m. Eastern time. It's available right now, not in 2 years. So contractors who build this in the next 12 months, they're going to own the market before their competitors figure out what happened. And that's the cool part.
Yeah, it's really critical. And in today's market, when there's opportunity, when so much opportunity exists and it's going to the very first person to respond, you need to get on it. So before you spend another dollar on software, answer these 4 questions. 1, how many inbound leads in the last 90 days were never contacted a second time? 2, what's your average response time to a new inquiry? Be honest. And most businesses really can't even figure it out. 3, what happens when a lead does come in at 9, 10 o'clock on a Friday night? 4, where specifically is your best estimator spending time that isn't estimating? Those 4 answers will tell you exactly where you're leaking revenue. That fix is going to follow from the diagnosis. And in most construction companies I work with, the answer is the same. The coordination is the problem, and the coordination is what the AI was built to handle. It replaces the whole middle management coordination level, so your people can actually be doing work instead of answering the phone.
And here's the honest truth about where we're at. AI follow-up and qualification has been possible for the past 2 years, if not more. Let's face it, most contractors, most builders, most remodelers, we don't have it, right? Yeah, I sat through NAHB meetings 2 weeks ago in Washington, D.C., and we're still trying to figure out, what are the basics regarding AI. Let's just call the card. However, that gap is closing. In 18 months, having an AI handle on your lead response won't be a competitive advantage. It's the price of entry. And contractors who build this now get 18 months worth of leads that competitors miss. 18 months of faster close rates. 18 months of reps spending their time closing instead of chasing. 18 months of figuring all of this out and perfecting and optimizing their workflows. So again, area code 786-460-1949. It's Jerry Lewis and me. And hear for yourself. Or reach out through the, there's going to be a link that we'll send, in the YouTube comments. And we can audit your follow-up process and show you exactly what you're missing. So next week on Nails and Networks, subscribe to this such that you don't miss it.
So as Dave said, call 786-460-1949 right now. Build your own AI agent for your business. Just a demo. It is real, it's running, and in 60 seconds, it will show you what your follow-up system could look like and should look like. If you like this, give us a thumbs up below. It really helps us, and please subscribe. Next episode, next week, we look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much, and until then, have a great week.
Yes, have a good one. Thanks again.